Hi everyone, this is Allura, and I'm extremely excited to bring you Illamasqua's newest collection called Toxic Nature. And if you look at the artwork for this collection, it's very bright, lots of bold colors and pastels, and Illamasqua kind of describes the colors for this collection as corrupted colors and poisonous pastels. So I'm very excited to see these colors. There are also a bunch of new products in this collection that have been released, so we'll go over those. All these items are available on Illamasqua's website, and if you're lucky enough to live in New York or in the UK, there are also freestanding stores in those countries and in New York that you can buy these products from. And just keep in mind that when I list the prices for these items, they are going to be in pounds, so at least for the US, the conversion is it's more than $1.50 to each pound. So I'll be giving you the numbers, but just remember that if you're converting it into dollars, you're going to be paying more than 1.5 times the numbers that I'm going to be giving you. All right, without further delay, let's go into the colors and the swatches. And before we move on to swatches and colors, I just wanted to show you the brochure that comes in the mail whenever you get anything from Illamasqua. Usually it has images from the latest collection that they've had, and this is the one for Toxic Nature. And as you can see, I think Illamasqua hands down has the most creative and artistic work and promo pictures out of all the makeup brands. So you can see these images here in this booklet. Beautiful, bright colors, very creative and artistic. And if you want to see the full photos, you can go to the blog. As you can see here, it lists all the products that Illamasqua sells and descriptions, things like that. All right, so just wanted to show you that briefly. All right, now let's move on to the swatches and the colors. All right, first up are the new cream pigments. These are a new product from Illamasqua, and these can be used on the face, eyes, lips, and body, and they're supposed to also be water resistant. And these are 17 pounds each. And there are 6 colors that have been released with this collection, and they're all supposed to have matte finishes. Here are the 6 new colors in the cream pigments from left to right, top to bottom. You have Dab, Mold, Bedaub, Delirium, Hollow, and Emerge. And just to give you a closer look at the packaging, the Illamasqua products come in this pinched square type of jar container here. And the names are on the bottom, and it's just a slide-off lid, and there you have the product inside. So these lids, they snap on pretty securely. You probably wouldn't want them rolling around in your suitcase or just sort of loose in a train case, but otherwise the lids fit on pretty securely. All right, so let's take a closer look at these colors. The first one here is Dab, and as you can see, it's a lilac color. In the middle, we have Mold, which is a darker purple color. Illamasqua describes this as a grape color. And last is Bedaub, which is this minty green color over here. Okay, we're going to swatch those first 3 colors. I'm going to start with Dab, and I'm just going to swatch these with my fingers. Illamasqua says that you can use a brush, which might be more appropriate if you're using these colors, let's say on the lips or somewhere else on the face. But for now, I'm just going to use my fingers to swatch them. So first we have Dab, which was that lilac color. And as you can see, it's very pigmented and opaque, which is great. They go on pretty smoothly. They don't really stick or feel tacky at all. And they have at least this color has a matte finish. Next up is Mold, which is a darker purple grape color. And again, goes on smoothly, has a matte finish, although, of course, because it's cream, it does have a little bit of sheen, but the color itself is matte. And then last is Bedaub, which is that minty green color. Just going to put a little more on there. All right, so as you can see, all very pigmented. They glide on nicely and smoothly, and they're very opaque. All right, next up we have, from left to right, Delirium, which is a rose, well, Illamasqua says a rose color. I think it's more of a rosy brownish mauve. In the middle is Hollow, which is a toffee color, and on the right is Emerge, which Illamasqua says is a peach. I think it's sort of a mix between a peach and an apricot. So let's see how these three colors swatch on the skin. So up close, here is Delirium. Next up, we have Hollow. And last, we have Emerge. Okay, starting with Delirium. And as you can see, it definitely comes off as sort of a mauvey rose color. Again, very pigmented, very smooth and opaque. And we have Hollow, which is more of a light brown toffee color. And last we have Emerge, which is this bright apricot-y peach color there. Here are the two sheer lip glosses that are released with this collection. On the top you have Torture, and on the bottom you have Divine. And as you can probably tell, these are very, very bright neon colors. I would say even more than neon, they're almost fluorescent pink and orange. So I'm very interested to see how these swatch on the skin. Before we look at that, though, let's look at the packaging. You can see it comes in this sort of squeezy tube here, and then if you take the top off, there is a slanted plastic applicator at the edge there, and as you can see, the product comes out in the middle here. Starting with Divine first. Okay, and the color, even though it's a sheer lip gloss, comes out pretty true to the tube here. And as you can see, it's what Illamasqua describes as a deep fuchsia pink. And there is a little bit of fuchsia in there. It has a very slight purple undertone, but I think it's pretty much just a very, very mid-tone but bright pink color. And next is Torture, which Illamasqua describes as a warm coral peach. And this comes off not as bright as it looks in the tube, but it's definitely a peachy color there. Right, and these are quite liquidy in consistency. And I think I forgot to mention, these glosses are 13 pounds each. Now, to give you a better idea of what it will actually look like on the lips, I'm going to shear it out just a little bit. And this, of course, also isn't completely accurate because the skin on my arm isn't the same as the skin on my lips. So to get swatches of how this color shows up, how both these colors show up on the lips, make sure to check out the blog, which I'll put a link in the underbar too, where I have full pictures and reviews of all of these products. But for now, here's sort of a better idea of what that color is going to show up as on the lips. It's actually pretty consistent with the one swatch that I did there. So even though it's a sheer color, the color comes off still pretty bright, which is very nice to have. And similar to the pink color is this peachy coral color there. Okay, so those are the two sheer lip glosses from this collection, and just to let you know, these glosses do have a faint, sweet, fruity smell, kind of almost like the way Starburst smell. It's not too heavy. I'm pretty sensitive to smells, and it doesn't bother me too much. So you'll just have to see if you are really sensitive to smells. You know, just have to see how long it lingers after you've applied them, and to see if they really bother you. But just to let you know, there is that very faint, light, sweet, fruity scent to these glosses.